Hello and welcome to week 2 of Intro to Swing Uke. This is a free course that you can officially sign up for at ukuleleswingschool.com/free. And when you do that, you get access to all the charts, all of the tutorials. I'll email them one by one lovingly to you as they come out. And you can get all these extra little goodies, such as all the notes that I write out during the lesson and listening examples. Okay, so here we have By Mir Bist Schön. Last week we went over the chorus. This week we'll go over the verse. And last week we went over a strum pattern that's very useful for this song and also for many other swing tunes. Okay, so let's get started with the verse for By Mir Bist Schön. I will share my screen and just show this chart. So this is my chart for By Mir Bist Schön. And this is just the verse section. I have a V for a verse here. And then you can see the chord progression for the verse. So I need 4 chords. I need A minor, E7, D minor, F7. I showed these in the previous lesson. I'll demonstrate them again just to give you a reminder. So the way that I play A minor is with the middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string. And there's my thumb arpeggio. So that is the technique that we'll be working on today for the verse. And then I'll need the E7 chord. So I have the index finger on the 1st fret of G, the middle finger on the 2nd fret of C, the ring finger on the 2nd fret of A. And then I have a D minor chord. So the index finger is on the 1st fret of the E string, the middle finger is on the 2nd fret of G, the ring finger is on the 2nd fret of C. And then for the F7, I barely have to change anything. Every finger can stay touching on the strings. And all I have to do is slide the ring finger up to the 3rd fret of the C string. And that's my F7 chord. Now, I've already given you the technique that I want to use for the verse, and that's the thumb arpeggio. An arpeggio is where you can hear the chord tones, the individual notes that occur in a chord, one at a time. So all you need to do for a thumb arpeggio is take your thumb and drag it slowly across the strings. So there's a thumb arpeggio on an A minor chord. I will now do a thumb arpeggio on an E7 chord. And I like playing around the 12th fret. It's kind of a nice, soft place for the strings are nice and soft there. If you play here, the strings are tight, so you can play around with like what how the tone is different, but the strings are softest in the middle, so it's a nice place to be. Okay, next chord, D minor, and then the final chord, F7. Okay, so now what I would like to do is I would like to go in order for the verse. So let's play these together. What do you think? When I perform this, I perform it freely, so without a tempo. But right now, let's do a tempo so that we can play together. So I'll do nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, A minor, 2, 3, 4, E7, and then an A minor, and then an E7, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, A minor, 2, 3, 4, D minor, and then an F7, and 2, 3, E7. And so you can really play around with how swiftly the thumb moves from the G string to the A string. So you can do a faster one, and you can really dig in and go nice and slowly and dramatically. So you can really play around with it. Okay, one of the other charts that you'll get when you sign up at ukuleleswingschool.com/free is this chords and lyric sheet. I really like giving both of these because this shows where the chords go over the lyrics. Very useful information. So what I will do is that I'll demonstrate just the first half of the verse. So that's what we just did together. So I'm going to play up until here, and I'm going to use the thumb arpeggio, and I'm going to sing along. You can play along with me. And this time I'll play it through a little bit more rhythmically free. No, I'll do it in time. I'll do it in time. I'll give an example that's more rhythmically free later. But in order for us to be able to play together, I'll do it rhythmically. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Of all the boys I've known, and I've known some, until I first met you, I was lonesome. And when you came inside, dear, my heart grew light, and this old world seemed new to me. How did it go? At this point, what I would recommend is practicing on your own a few times and then scrubbing the video back and then playing along with me until we can do it together. And when you've done that, continue on with me to this next part. So the way that I like to arrange this tune is that at this point, so we've heard all of these chords one time through, and then we get new lyrics and we hear the same chords again a second time. So I like to start strumming at this point, and this is the point at which we'll review what we worked on last week. So last week we worked on down, down, up, down, down, up. So again, I'm strumming around the 12th fret, and I create this kind of shape with my hand, more or less. There's a little bit of flexibility. I might separate the fingers a little bit at different times. I also have all of these fingers curled in nice and soft. So it's a soft hand. It's not holding a lot of tension, but it is nice and firm in terms of this index fingernail goes down on the down beats. This thumbnail comes up on the up beats, but it's not a tense hand. And the beats are 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and index, index, thumb, index, index, thumb, index, index, thumb, index, index, thumb. So I like using the nails because it gives a bright, crisp kind of tone. Other people go up with the pad of the index finger. It's also fine. I don't do it that way. I use the thumbnail because I like a pop. I like a robust, loud strum. What can I say? I like that kind of force. Okay, so here's what I'm doing next. I am going to play through the entire verse. On the first half of the verse, I will use a thumb arpeggio. On the second half of the verse, or most of it, I will use the strum pattern that we just went over. So the down, down, up, down, down, up, and then on this final line, I will go back to the thumb arpeggio. Got it? It's a lot of information to say it this way. I'll go through it and then you can take the video back as many times as you need until it all makes sense. Okay, so let's do it. Let's do it. I'll start here. I'll do it again rhythmically so that you can play along with me. 1, 2, 1, thumb arpeggio. Of all the boys I've known, and I've known some, until I first met you, I was lonesome. And when you came inside, dear, my heart grew light, and this old world seemed new to me. You're really swell, I have to admit. You deserve expressions that really fit you. And so I've racked my brain, hoping to explain all the things that you do to me. Okay. I do hope that you could play along. I just want to ask, how did it go? And can you do it? How did it go? I'm really curious. Okay. Here's what I would recommend. I'd recommend taking the video back, playing along with me until you can do it nice and smoothly. And then at that point, let's do it a little bit more freely. So I'll give a demonstration now of the way that I might actually perform it. So it'll be a little bit faster, and it will, the first time through, that first half, it will be a little bit more free rhythmically. So for this part here, it's going to be a little bit more open. I'm going to feed into the drum a little bit more. Okay, here I go. Of all the boys I've known, and I've known some, until I first met you, I was lonesome. And when I came inside, dear, my heart grew light, and this old world seemed new to me. You're really swell, I have to admit. You deserve expressions that really fit you. So I've racked my brain, hoping to explain all the things that you do to me. And buy me your Bist. And then I would go into the full song. Okay. I have to level with you. I did other strum patterns, strum ornaments in there as well. That was a free preview. A little preview to some of the other strumming techniques we'll work on over the course of this course. Okay. There's a couple other things I wanted to touch on. If you're still with me, feel free to pause at any point and then come back to it later. Here are 2 more things I want you to keep in mind as you go through the chorus. Something that's very important to keep in mind as you enhance the swinging aspect of your playing. So as you play through the chorus, emphasize the 2 and the 4. So play the beat 2 and beat 4 a little bit heavier, a little bit louder, a little bit more accented than the 1 and the 3. So what does that sound like? That sounds something like this. Da 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 da. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, also hear that in what I did in the second half of the verse. You're really swell, I have to admit you deserve expressions that really fit you. And so I racked my brain. So what I would recommend is pulling up your chart. You can take any section of it at all. For example, this A section. Take smaller pieces until the larger pieces are more manageable. So you could play through the first A section, for example, using this accented 2 and 4, like so. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. E7. And then the next thing that you can do is play it at a little bit of a faster tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 2. Third bar, fourth bar, E7, A minor, E7. And you could, take it even faster if you like. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5. Bist, Schön. Please let me explain. By mere Bist, Schön means that you're grand. All right. Let me know in the comments how this lesson worked out for you. Can you do it? Do you have questions? Make sure to sign up for the full course at ukuleleswingschool.com/free. You will get all of the charts there. Also at ukuleleswingschool.com is a place called the Lesson Library, which has tutorials much like this one. I also teach chord melody arrangements of beautiful jazz tunes from the 20s and 30s and 40s. Additionally, when you join the lesson library, you automatically put yourself on the waiting list for my private ukulele lessons. So if you would like to speak with me about private ukulele lessons, you can send me an email at sage@ukuleleswingschool.com. I would love to chat with you about your ukulele dreams. All right. We'll see you next week for another installment of Intro to Swing Ukulele. I really hope you've enjoyed this one, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye. Bye.